All right, welcome back to the On Form podcast. Sorry I'm late, guys. Sorry I am late. Oh my goodness, it's been a wild morning, that's for sure. But appreciate you guys hanging in there, waiting for me as we kind of get things together here. But appreciate everybody for tuning in to this edition of On Form, where we talk about any and all things Liverpool FC. And what we got going on this week is the international break, of course. How could any of us forget about the international break? What's going on, Nick? How you doing? Thanks for waiting for me, my man. I had a crazy start to the morning over here in America, but we made it. We made it. But we talk about anything, all things Liverpool from the week. And we had some really great stuff go on over the international break. I cannot lie. And I think a lot of our players did phenomenal over the weekend. Mic volume is really low. Here, let me try to fix it for you. Do you guys can you guys hear me? Test, 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 test. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I thought I had it turned up. How about now? How's the audio for everybody? Making sure that it's clicking right. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we're good. Thumbs up in the chat. Quite muffled. I don't know. That's not good. How about now? How about now? How about now? Testing, testing. One, two, three. Insane. How about now? How about now? Testing, testing, testing. Please tell me it's better. Clearer but quieter again. Interesting. How about now? Is it clear now? Hopefully we get a better knock at this. This is very much both of our all of our podcasts right now. You guys are helping me with mic setup, which I'm not super duper proud of. But it's either clear and quiet or loud, muffled, and fuzzy. Interesting. How about now? I think we're clear now, but I'm sure that it's quieter. But I'm gonna turn my mic up a little bit and see if that works better. It's a little static. Interesting. Let's try. It's muted. Okay. Oh my word. Okay. Let's let's give this another try here and see what's going on. I'm going to actually jump on my own stream here and see what's going on with the sound. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Usually I have this type of stuff dialed in. Now, no sound. Okay. I think it was because I had it muted. Test, test, test. Now back to clear and quiet. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me fix this and see if I can get the sound to get back to where we need it to be and get the because I see that it's pretty low. Okay, and then now it looks like my connection keeps dropping with my camera too. Okay. Let's do this. Boom. To make sure that that's good. Test, 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 test. Hold on here. My word. Is there a cable loose or broken? I think there might be. There's hissing. You said? Yeah, that's not good. How about now? I think it's quiet now though. Right? Um shoot. Give me 1 second here, guys. Trying to get this to work. Less hissing, just quiet as before, right? Um ay, ay, ay. I'd rather have a little louder and less hissing with less hissing. It's super quiet. Yeah, that's what I think is going on here. Give me 1 second, guys. Test, 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 test. How is that? How is this? Can you guys hear me now? I think it should be a little bit better. Now that I'm trying to see if I can adjust the decibel rate on this, but it's not allowing me to. Static in the background, but I can hear you just fine. Loud hissing. That's so strange. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. How about now? Can you guys hear me? Without the hissing? Because I was seeing that I was getting some feedback through the mic. Um, boom, boom, boom. Oh my word. Less hissing but quiet again. Okay. How about let's do this? I'm gonna change change the mic source here and see what we can do.
Can you guys hear me better now? Can you hear me better now? It should be. Yeah, it's a gain problem. And for some reason, I can't adjust the gain on the mic. And typically I can. Much better? Perfect. Holy crap, man. Oh my goodness, dude. Dude, this is crazy. All right, so we're back. The first 10 minutes of the ONFORM podcast was tech support from Roman. So actually from Nick, Reese, and Dan. From Nick, Reese, and Dan. Yeah, that was definitely fun, for sure. Usually I have my stuff together when I do these things, as you guys know. I appreciate you guys for helping me out with that. And yeah, dude, I don't even know what's going on with the mic today. Usually it's on point. It's not on point today. I have to go in and see what's going on with that thing and get it fixed, so the next stream it can go a little bit more seamless. But welcome. Let's redo this. Welcome back to the ONFORM podcast with Unconformed, where we talk anything and everything Liverpool FC, baby. And yeah, it's been a good week. It's definitely been a good week for Liverpool fans, Liverpool supporters. Our boys are playing, baby. Our boys are playing well. And I think the biggest thing that you can kind of take away from this week is Liverpool have leaders, man. Liverpool have leaders, and we have leaders across the entire team. I think we have like some of the most captains on one single Premier League side. I mean, we have Endo, we got Kanate, we got Szoboszlai, and then happily said, just watching the England U21s, 2-0 up. Scott is having a great game today. McAtee as well. Both goals from defenders at a set piece. Yes, sir. I'm hearing a lot of good things about McAtee. I believe he's a Man City player now, and yeah, he's definitely one to keep an eye on. And that's another thing that we brought up in the last stream, is just like these players that or these teams that are spending all this extra money, they have great players, right? They have a phenomenal academy where they don't really need to do all of that extra stuff. So it's very interesting on how that works. But to be fair, Manchester City haven't spent that much money in recent years. If you actually look back on it, obviously the foundations, they went crazy, but as of late, they actually haven't. And then Gerald Kwanzaa, did he play for the U21s? I don't think Gerald did. I don't think he did. He got caught up in some weird stuff this past week. I don't know if you guys saw that in what was going on with Gerald Kwanzaa and this young lady that he was like talking to. I think that's really weird stuff. I have a whole opinion about that kind of thing. You guys let me know if you guys want to even talk about that. That kind of stuff is a little weird to me, and I don't even know if he even has a place in football. But yeah, I don't think he played at all this week. And I'm interested to see if there's any even legs or traction on that whole thing. I don't think it was. But yeah, VVD getting that red to get the week off, right? Tactical red. That tactical red that he got. Mogan sent home early, which was a blessing as well. And we come out of this international break unscathed. Most of our players played very well. Oh, Kwanzaa is playing for the U21s. Happily said, yeah, he's having a good game too. Yeah, let's just ignore the whole Gerald Kwanzaa drama that's been going on in the past week. I think it's a little ridiculous. And he is a bit strange, and I've always thought he was a little bit of a strange character anyway, just from like some of his earlier interviews. He has like one of those like really weird, like almost like emotionless personalities. But PG, hello from Zimbabwe. Absolutely. What's up, man? Hello from Las Vegas. And how's McAllister? I don't think McAllister played this week, did he? I don't think Alexis McAllister played, and I think it was more of a precaution than anything than him not being fit. But it's saying that he may actually miss the Palace game. But I'm also seeing reports that he's actually going to be fit for the Bolivia game. So it's a little bit of a contrasting reports. So one report saying that he might be out for the Palace game, and then we have several other reports saying that he's in line to start for the Bolivia game. So I'm gonna trust the report that's saying that he's gonna start for the Bolivia game, and I think McAllister is fine. He's a very durable player. He's a player that doesn't get injured very often and takes a knock. So yeah, Maka is fine. Have you seen the drama over England having a German manager? Is that official? Is that official? Do we know? Do we know if that's official? It is. It is. I haven't seen that today. I haven't actually been on the news today. England will have a German manager. England will have a German manager. Oh, that's crazy. I think so. Here's the thing for me with the whole. Here's the thing with the whole. There needs to be a British manager managing the English team. I read a comment that was saying England haven't had a successful English manager where he's won trophies, he's won titles, he's won Champions Leagues. I believe in over 30 or 40 years or something like that. Something crazy like that. And there's really only been two managers, British or English managers, not British. Tons of British managers that have done really well. Sir Alex is one, obviously, right? And there's only really been two, and I can't even recall the two managers that have really won anything significant out of those managers. So for a league that is mainly populated by foreign managers who are the most successful and foreign players who find a lot of success in the league, I don't see the problem with having to have a manager that's British or that's English, right? I don't see where that's an issue, right? And I don't want Tuchel, want it Carsley. I like Carsley's brand of football. Don't care about nationality, care about style. And I agree. I like Lee Carsley's style of play. And England have been getting results. And the fact that they've been able to kind of switch the style of play and be successful early on, yes, there's been a couple hitches here and there. But for me, I'm just like, why not? Why not go with Carsley? Sure, he doesn't have the resume that Tuchel has, but the players obviously respect him. Most of them were brought up by him in the youth system, right? He's given more caps to youth players than any England manager, or as of late, at least. I can't say any, but he's been giving so many caps to some of the players that he brought up in the U21s when he was managing those, which I think is great. He knows these young players. I mean, Gomez is getting a shot where Angel wasn't even considered. He wasn't even in the mix for a Euro, and he probably should have, right? You got Jones in there that's getting a shot. I wouldn't be surprised if Kwanzaa got a shot if Lee Carsley stuck around. Like some of these younger players, I feel like if Harvey was healthy, he probably would have got a cap this past week. So a lot of these players that are coming through our youth system that Carsley knows really well, including Cole Palmer, including Phil Foden, including Trent, all of these guys that he's worked with in the past. It's just the funnel from youth to senior just makes so much sense as an appointment for Carsley. But the English FA saw it a different way. They want someone with a name value, right? They want somebody that has that name value that they can kind of fall back on and say, well, we got Tuchel, or Southgate really didn't have the name value. So maybe they're making the pivot away from going strictly British and going into a big name, kind of like like what US did. Like we just did this recently too. United States national team. We just hired Pochettino, and he's not an American. I mean, we haven't really hired too many Americans to coach our national team, to be fair. But it's a big name, right? You got Poach from Tottenham overseas. He's a big European manager, and it gets the fans excited. It gets the nation, behind something new and fun. I call it like the Messi effect. You know what I mean? Like when Messi came to America, it's just like, oh, Messi's here. Someone from outside of like our scope of things is kind of coming in, and he has a pretty big name, right? And Tuchel means sticking with Kane. Definitely. 4-2-4 is probably the formations you guys are probably going to run. Not sure if you know offhand, but with the Vander Ham coming over, how many of Slot's Feyenoord staff are at Anfield now? Thoughts on that? I heard that the video analysis or our tactical analysis guy over at Feyenoord is coming over to Liverpool, which I think is a positive thing. I think I would have thought that was probably the first guy that you would bring over if you're Arne Slot. I'm not sure how many of the staff came over. I know he brought in a couple new guys. I know Johnny Heitinga wasn't one that was initially on his staff as well. I like it. I think bring your what got you to the dance, right? Bring the team that got you to the dance. Bring the team that got you the Liverpool job. I don't know why you would go and you would hire a whole new staff and try to gel with whole new people. Bring the team that brought you to the dance with you so you guys can continue to do what you guys do best. People that you work with, you have a working relationship with over the past few years. You trust these individuals. I love it. I love it. Bring in people you trust. Exactly. Liverpool Truth TV. Bring the people you trust. Bring them with you. And I think it's a positive thing. Do I think the same thing about the players? I don't know, because I saw that rumor about Coach Koo, if I'm saying his name right. I like him, which I was going to bring up today. I like Coach Koo. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Which I think Arne will probably start diving into the transfer market in January and maybe picking up some of his old players, which happens. It happens all the time, right? I don't think Klopp ever actually even went back and shopping at Dortmund, which is actually kind of interesting when you think about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Klopp went back to Dortmund and brought any players to Liverpool. I heard a rumor about him trying to bring Mario Götze over, but I don't know if that was like 100% true or not. But you guys tell me. And I knew he wanted to bring Julian Brandt over, but that never materialized, and we ended up going for Mo. So it's very interesting. But Dan Wood said most successful English manager was Paisley with 19 medals in 9 years, right? So, and did he ever manage the national team? I don't think Bob Paisley ever managed the national team, did he? Or did he? You guys would have to let me know. So it's just like, how often does that happen? I would think maybe Graham Potter could be in the mix if you guys were going to go English. Keep it English. I like Graham Potter. I like the way that he manages a side. But Tuchel, I don't know. I actually don't know about that. I guess signing for England. What do you guys think as being people who are living in England, English residents? What do you guys think about the appointment? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I don't know. Wyford to Brighton was the first sign Slot wasn't going to play the Ten Hag favorites game, and I was relieved by that. And I thought we were going to get Mats Viper. And yeah, he stuck with what he had. He wanted to genuinely kind of see what was going on with our team, and he didn't lie. He wanted to assess the team first before he made signings. And I think Chiesa was more of an opportunity signing, and I think Mamar Dashvili was more of an opportunity signing, which obviously weren't sanctioned by Arne Slot. Those weren't Arne Slot signings. I think those were those were board signings. It's just like, oh, we got a chance to make a deal and potentially make profit on in the future. Let's go with these guys, these two. Chiesa, which we could potentially get maybe 15 million for him, maybe 20 million for him in a year if he has a good season. And Mamardashvili, who is an absolute gem, 23 years old, already one of the top goalkeepers in the world. Ceiling is through the roof. Could be Allison level for sure. And in the future, you could have 30, 32, 33 years old. You can recoup the fee that you got for him. I think we'll see more of the Arne Slot signings, probably maybe in January, more so in the summer, where these are picks that Arne Slot wanted, right? Edwards wanted to sign Chiesa years ago, and that's true. We were going to pay $100 million for him. I remember there was a bunch of rumors that we wanted 80, and I think they wanted 100, and then they priced us out for that. Edwards has wanted Chiesa for a long time, so those are all definitely, both of those are board signings. And I think Slot was not lying when he said he wanted time to assess the squad to see if he even needed signings. And I think he went in and felt that he didn't. And then happily said, I think Slot won the Dutch league with less than top tier players, which made it more impressive. But I don't think any of the Feyenoord players are better than anyone at Liverpool. I agree. The only ones that I would maybe throw into the mix is Geert Chirita, who would be a good squad player. I don't think he's a starter. Coach Koo, who ended up going to Benfica instead of Liverpool, which I heard was like when Klopp was here, he was like in the mix before we got McAllister as well. And those are the only two that I really would say. Vifer, maybe. But I really like Geert Chirita as backup in depth to Trent, and can even play in the DM and can play as a center back because he's so versatile. I think that gives him a little bit of an edge over some other transfer targets, which I don't think he's on our list anymore right now, I'll be very honest. And Coach Koo, who is now popping back up in the media as an option for us over at Benfica, who is, I like him. If you guys haven't looked into this guy, take some time to dig into I think his name is Özcan Koçku, if I'm not mistaken. Insane name. But Dutch-Turkish midfielder, was playing for the Dutch national team in the beginning of his career at youth level, and then switched over to the Turkish national team. Absolute baller. Baller of a player. More of an 8, but has a shot on him, man. He has a right foot that I like from hell, bro. It's like a Coutinho type of right foot. He looks like he should be a DM and like a tanky type of player, but he is actually very skilled and has an eye for goal. And if we get him as the fourth man in that midfield, fuck, dude. I'm not typically one to be like, hey, go after your previous players. If we go after any of Slot's previous players, it's Coach Koo. I like him. And then Liverpool Truth TV, Slot definitely wanted another midfielder as well. Almost got Zubamendi, but when he said no, Slot decided to go with what he had. Slot does not want second-rate players or quick fixes, which I love about him. And I think that's kind of his personality through everything, is that it has to be the best. It has to be, he demands perfection or close to perfection. And that's the main thing that I love about him. And he's never resting on his laurels. He's never counting his chickens before they hatch. I mean, even when people are trying to applaud him for breaking some of these records, he's like, well, I want the fans to remember me for something a little bit more important than winning my first 9 out of 10 games, 8 out of 10 games. Oh, and by the way, we lost to Nottingham Forest at home. He just like keeps bringing it up. By the way, we lost to Nottingham Forest at home. It's not perfect. That would be a perfect start. That would be a dream start. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 9 would be a perfect dream start. And I love that in a manager. I love that, where he's just, it's that Dutch bluntness that you kind of get from Slot. And he doesn't play games with the media. He's going to be one that just doesn't get drawn into any of the silly stuff, none of the drama or anything like that. He's just on top of it. So I like Arne. And then Reese said, you see that Sabo free kick goal a few days ago? I think Sabo didn't hit a free kick, did he? Did he? I thought I thought it was a left-footed. I thought it was a left-footed goal. No? It's that, I hope you didn't get tricked by that Euros video, bruh. That's that Euros video that just constantly just gets circulated. It's like a meme now, bruh. Where people are like, look at Szoboszlai just scored this insane goal for Hungary last night. And they just keep and they keep replaying this old clip over and over from like an old Euros of him scoring from like 40 yards out. But he did score. He scored twice yesterday. One was a left-footed. He slotted it into the bottom right-hand corner from the left side. He actually played on the wing, guys. Sabo played on the wing. Sabo played on the wing. And I told you guys, that's his best position. I've been telling you guys that's his best position because I can see Slot going after a better midfielder or another box-to-box 8, moving Maka into the 10. And yeah, Reese, yeah, it's a full-ass meme right now that's just like totally grew legs and it just will not stop. Everyone just keeps posting this meme and people keep getting fooled by it. Like, look at this insane free kick goal that Sabo scored last night. And then everyone's in the comments like, bruh, stop posting this goal. But even when he scored, they posted the wrong goal. It's actually ridiculous. But I can see maybe Coach Ku coming in at the 8, Maka in the 10, which is his best position, which he believes, of course, is his best position. And Ryan playing in the 6, and Sabo being an heir to Salah on the right side. Because I think we have enough depth on the left side. But he being an heir to Salah on the right side almost as like a wide attacking midfielder. That, you know, he can create combos with Maka. And Maka can be creative and do those outside of the foot passes that he likes to do and find little pockets and unlock defenses. I think bringing Maka closer to the attack would only benefit Liverpool. And giving Sabo more of a free reign to kind of do his thing on that right-hand side, support Trent in defense, because I still feel like his ball recovery and his tracking back is one of his best assets that he has. I think that works, especially as a long-term kind of fix to the whole Salah thing. But Dan Wood said, gotta love being on top of the league isn't good enough for Slot. Right. That's true. Going back to that, like, being on top of the league ain't good enough for Arne. But our boys played well. Everybody had a good game. Ryan had a good game before that Germany game, and which was okay. I think he had an okay performance, but I think he had a great performance before that. Sabo is coming to life on this whole thing. I'm going to do a video about Szoboszlai that will be dropping this week on some of the unseen stats that you get from Sabo and why he's so important to Liverpool and how he could be the key to Liverpool's next phase of things. And then Nigel said, Sabo for Salah. Romy, don't you think it's fair? That's far-fetched. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And I've said, and okay, you guys know I'm the king of crazy ass takes. I'm the king of takes that's just like, nah, that's doing too much. I think Szoboszlai can be a Mohamed Salah replacement. If you look back at Szoboszlai's goals, or you look back at Szoboszlai's time at RB, and some of the stuff that he was doing when he was at Salzburg, when he was at Red Bull, I know they're different leagues, and it's a different kind of tier of talent, but if you look back, the stats are impressive, dude. They're good, especially for being a wide midfielder. He had a solid season and a solid few seasons playing in more of attacking roles, right? Like at RB, his last season that he was with them, he had 3 goals and 2 assists in 6 games in the DFB Pokal, which they won, right? And this was him playing in Salah's position right now, right? In the Bundesliga, he had 6 goals, 8 assists. And then in the Champions League, he had a goal. In the Super Cup, he had an assist. So he already is at like 15. I want to say maybe, 15 goals and assists. So that's 9, 11, 19, actually more than that. He had 20 goals and assists from that right wing last season at RB. I'm just saying. I know you guys said I was tripping about Ryan being the best DM in the league this year because I knew something would happen with Rodri. I told y'all something would happen with Rodri. And I remember some of y'all was like, I don't know, Rodri's still in there. I don't know if he may be number 2. And I knew something was going to happen with Rodri where that was going to make Ryan the best DM in the Premier League, which he is right now, and maybe the best DM in the world right now. I'm going to say the same thing about Szoboszlai. I think Szoboszlai has the talent to be a very effective winger, which he already essentially was doing at RB. He was just a wide attacking midfielder with Danny Olmo. So it was Danny Olmo on the left-hand side, and it was Szoboszlai on the right-hand side. That's how they played. Because Sabo was a really good set piece delivery and really good crossing and distance shooting, which you don't need to be left-footed on the right-hand side if you're shooting from distance, right? You can go across the goal. There's a lot of different, and he has a really great knuckleball, right? So Sabo has left side bias when it comes to attacking. Believe it or not, he played mostly on that right-hand side. He played a little bit on the left-hand side as well at RB, but he played mostly on the right-hand side. I remember looking into some of the analysis when we first signed him, and I was like, he's low-key a right winger. Like, do we need a right? I remember thinking this, like, he's low-key like a right winger. Do we need a right winger? Like, we have Mo in there. I remember thinking that vividly. And then Klopp used him as an 8, which everyone was like really surprised at. And I think that's why they were kind of taken aback by how well he played the 8 position, because he didn't play the 8 at RB. He was more of like a right-sided attacking midfielder, right? But Saab might have the skill for the wing, but IDK, if he has the engine for it in this league. Reese, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you on that one, brother. He covers the most yardage, I think, out of our entire team right now. As a 10, let alone a wide man. As a 10, he's covering the most yardage. Where he most certainly, for most 10s in most systems, they run the least out of the midfield 3. Where he's running the most out of the midfield 3 of Maka and Ryan. I think he's number 1 in recoveries in our team. Number 1 in recoveries for his national team as well. Covers like insane mileage figures, bro. And then Red Chili just got home. What's up, Red Chili? Big up the chat. Yes, sir. Welcome. And then Eggs, not sure about the mileage figures, but I would have thought Sabo has the most mileage per game. It's true. That's what I was just saying. I think he covers the most ground out of everyone in the team right now. He has the engine to play any position that he wants. And that's why Slot loves him. Because he can play a 10. He can play as a defensive midfielder. And this is my, this is my Dominic Szoboszlai glaze moment. He can play a 10, which we've seen him play. He can play an 8, which he did for Klopp, and had some good runs of form until the end of that season. And we even seen him play as a 6, bruh, in preseason. I know that was a preseason, but we even seen him play as a 6. He's like a better Jordan Henderson. But he did fade fast last year. He got tired, but then again, the whole team got tired. It's true. They all got tired, bro. They all looked like shells of themselves, except for Harvey. Harvey was the only one that continued to kind of kick on late in that season, which I'm really excited for Harvey to get back into this team. And if Sabo moves, further out, or maybe on the right-hand side, we're well stocked on the left-hand side. I don't see him playing on the left for Liverpool at all. But say that we ended up slotting him in behind Salah, right? I can see Harvey getting more minutes, man, and getting more time in, which I think he is a talent for the future and could be our Cole Palmer. I think he just needs more minutes. I think hopefully Slot, as he gets back healthy, Slot decides to trust Harvey, and we see Harvey get a shot at this thing to really run our team and change things, right? which we don't really need much changing anyway. We're top of the league, bruh. But I'm really excited about Harvey Elliott. He was one of those guys. I slept on Harvey, bruh. I slept on Harvey heavy, dude. I did. I slept on him heavy. And I think with how good Cole Palmer has been lately, I think we've low-key had a Cole Palmer, Phil Foden in our ranks this entire time. He just haven't got a shot. The players who came back from injury last year came back not fully fit. It's true. Mo Salah wasn't fully fit, which was his first, I think it was like one of his first long-term injury layoffs. Sabo wasn't fully fit. I remember who else came back. Trent wasn't fully fit. I believe Allison didn't come back fully fit. I believe like really the only like OG, like a part of our spine that's been here for like 4 or 5 years more that was still available was VVD, right? I think VVD was like the only one available, and then he won that Carabao Cup with the youngsters. I was hoping that Klopp would keep the youngsters in and let the senior players kind of earn their way back into the squad. I thought that was going to happen, but he immediately went back to Mo. He immediately went back to Trent, and I think that maybe was our downfall because they just weren't in rhythm. So yeah, that's what I think ended up happening. But we'll see. We'll see what Arne Slot does in the next coming weeks, if he plays with things and experiments things, because the run of games that we have right now, it's pretty intense. Let's look it up really quick. Let's see what our matches are looking like in this next week. We're going to have to utilize our entire team, and we know that. We're going to have to utilize all of our depth from top to bottom, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy run of games at all. And just looking at it, starting off this weekend with Chelsea, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Reese said Dan's not getting more opportunities after League Cup was criminal. It's true. And I remember Dan's coming in at a time where all of our attackers were like kind of out of form, and he was like the only one that was like able to kind of make an impact and put the ball in the back of the net. And we never heard from him ever again. We still haven't heard from him ever again, bro, which is insane. Hey, Red Chili, welcome to the boot room, my man. Appreciate you for joining the channel, the boot room. So just to give you guys a little bit of context behind that. So we have a couple different tiers on the in terms of the channel and memberships. The first one is the first 11, which essentially gives you access to all of these things. You get the podcast early. I'm going to start doing admin access as well for the 11, so you guys will be able to kind of monitor the chat once this thing kind of gets big and we start getting thousands and thousands and things like that. So you guys can kind of monitor things and kind of run the channel with me. But the boot room will be really cool because then you'll get access to the call-in, which we're going to start doing this fall. So you guys will essentially be, I just wanted to see my name in green. So then you guys will be able to actually become a part of the boot room, which will allow you to co-host any podcast with me. So everybody will get a chance who becomes a part of the boot room. We'll do a call in and we'll chat it up a little bit, and it'll be pretty fun. It'll be really cool. So it's something that I wanted to bring to you guys. I know it was an idea. I can't remember whose idea initially it was, but thank you for that. I think that's so clever. But we're going to be starting that in the next month or so, where you guys can call in, we'll chat it up, and it'll be really fun. But and then the tier after that is World Class, which we're going to be dropping merch this holiday season. We're going to be doing hoodies, we're going to be doing t-shirts and stuff like that. And when you go World Class, you get exclusive discounts on those things. But that's my little plug-in to the thing. But Chelsea are a strange team, happily says. You can't rely on the shape or performance. They could be a shock or a walkover. And that is so damn true. I'm really, really nervous about this Chelsea game. I'm going to be really honest. And you guys know I'm not super nervous about a lot of games, and I'm confident of our team with a lot of things. I'm nervous about this Chelsea game this weekend. Mainly because they are a side, they're so damn streaky, where when they're on, they're on. And when they're off, we could probably easily beat them. But if we're getting a Chelsea team where Cole Palmer takes 5 shots and Cole Palmer scores 5 goals, we might be in trouble. We might be in trouble. But we do also still have the best defense in the league, which I would love to see. Our new France captain, by the way, Ibu Konate, and VVD get tested by this Chelsea attack. I'm really interested to seeing. And then Sugarman driving, just listening today. Awesome. That's the whole point of the podcast, is that you guys can just pop it on and listen to it if you guys want to. But that's awesome. It's definitely a really good thing. And then Liverpool Truth TV, Trey Agnoni just also signed his first professional contract with Liverpool. Let's go. I did not know that happened. Trey is also another one for the future that I would love to see him get some minutes in this Liverpool side and trust this kid with the way that Lamine Yamal has kind of broke the mold for youngsters, kind of like what Cristiano did, kind of like what Messi did at such young ages. I want to see that continue to happen in football. I feel like we don't give the youth more chances to break through. And then this is Elliott's second major injury in his career so far in Liverpool. I actually don't think this one was major. He's just out for I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks, and I think he should be back. They're saying that he was going to be back for this match. So we'll kind of have to see. And then Chelsea's defense is not great, though. It's true. In truth, I was going to mention that they remind me of us when we had like the Fab Five. When we had the Fab Five and the Fab Four, or the Fab Four, sorry. When we had the Fab Four, when we had Firmino, Mane, Salah, and Coutinho spearheading the attack, where we were scoring for fun, but we were also leaking goals. It reminds me so much of just like, we were a team that was just like, we are going to try to outscore you to win. Forget the defense. This is before we had, and it worked. It worked to a degree, right? When we had Karius at the back, we had Lovren at the back, right? I don't even remember who our other defensive player was before VVD even came back in. Was it Ozan Kabak? Was it Kabak? Was it Matip? Or was Matip after VVD? I don't remember. You guys will have to tell me. But they remind me so much of that early Liverpool team where when we were on, we would destroy you. 5-6 goals past you. But when we were off, we leaked goals. And that's the scary part about this Chelsea team. And then Palmer's scary, but his 4 goals in 45 happened because Brighton turned into wet toilet paper. True, very true. But Palmer, dude, people are hyping up Palmer so much right now, dude, and I'm kind of buying into it. I'm kind of buying into the Palmer hype. Like, is he the best player in the Premier League right now? Like, this is kind of crazy. And then Red Chili said, really nervous about this. So am I, dude. So am I. I think the first 10 minutes is going to tell us everything we need to know about that game and the run that we're going to go on. If we can control it early on and we can slow the pace down and just, we can't make this a fast-paced game. We can't. We can't try to do end-to-end with these guys. I think we got to slow it down, control it, and slow these kids down so they just don't try to overrun us. And then Happily said, we'll probably see more of the kids in the cup games. Foreign managers regard the cups as a proving ground for the youth. And I hope that's the case. So hopefully we see Dan's, we see Agnoni in the mix for the Carabao Cup. And then Chili said, I think we will beat them, but still very nervy. I think we do beat them. I think we can beat them, but I'm, like as you said, I'm just a little worried about that team. They're like the only one in this run that I'm like kind of worried about. Them and Brighton, because I know Brighton is our bogey team. And then there's a rumor that Trent will sign at $350K a week. So let's see what happens. Damn. Dude, before I was like, give Trent whatever he wants. I've said this, I've said it a ton of times. Give Trent whatever the hell Trent wants. But 350 is a lot. 350 means that he sees himself as more important to the team as Mo Salah. Because I think Mo is on 300 now. So that's telling me that like he wants to be the main man, which a right back being the main man of your team is very unusual and not normal. But based off of his performances this past week, I can't deny him. I can't deny him anymore. He's him. He's a generational talent. And when you have a generational talent, you give him the money. Right? You don't let your Steph Curry walk out of the door and sign for. You don't let him sign for another team. You don't let your LeBron James walk out of the door and sign for another team, right? You just don't. So, whatever Trent is asking for, I think you give him. I think you give it to him. Oh, 5-0 for the U21s right now. Damn. Who scored? Who scored? Colin Doyle. Ooh. If you guys don't know who Colin Doyle is, he's also a baller. If you guys don't know who that kid is, he's also... And these are all... Most of these are City Academy players, guys. Manchester City Academy players. Colin Doyle is a City Academy as well. James McAtee is another City Academy player. Cole Palmer, a City Academy player. Foden, a City Academy player. Why do you need to spend all the extra money when you're producing world-class talent? You're just pumping it out. That's what I don't kind of get about Man City. But Liverpool True TV, I think the club is thinking pay Trent the money as a replacement, not going to cost pennies. Right? It's true. Yep. Elliot Anderson scored the fifth goal there. Anderson is good too. I like him. But to be fair, they're playing Azerbaijan. We knew this was kind of going to be a little bit of a rout. They're playing Azerbaijan, Red Chili. 3 shots on goal for Azerbaijan. 20 shots. 20 shots for the England U21. 10 on target, guys. 69% possession. Insane. 400 passes for this Liverpool, this England team. 91% pass accuracy compared to a 69% pass accuracy. Azerbaijan is at the bottom of their group right now, and they've won 1 game and lost 9. So this is kind of expected, but it's still a good showing for. Charlie Cresswell also scored. Let's go. Yeah, dude. You guys have some ridiculous talent. I don't think you guys understand. You probably do understand. But you guys are set for years in terms of talent, it feels like. Years and years and years. This is like the golden age of British talent right now. I mean, I could just name like 20 guys under 25 years old that will be of a phenomenal service for you guys for the next 10 years. Just like right off bat. Trent, Gomez, Cresswell is one, Doyle is one, McAtee, Foden, Cole Palmer, Harvey Elliott, Trey Ignoni's in the mix, Dan's is in the mix. Like, you guys have like some insane talent coming out of... What the heck? Hold on. I just pulled us over to the side. Okay, there we go. You guys have some insane talent coming over for coming out of you guys' academy. It's absolutely insane. Very, very cool. I love it. That's what makes it frustrating that we don't win anything on the international level. I mean, you guys have had some absolute greats come out of your guys' youth systems, academies, and it's an absolute shock Yet you guys haven't won anything significant in years and years and years. And I'm wondering, maybe Tuchel is the guy that changes everything for you guys and brings that success that you guys are looking. Maybe you do need to go outside of an English manager because the league is so centered around. Hey, Reese, welcome to the boot room, my friend. Absolutely. Appreciate you, man. Again, the boot room, you guys get access to the call-in podcast that we're going to be starting this fall. You guys will be able to call in. We're going to be, and I promise the audio is going to be better. And you guys essentially will co-host an episode with me. It's going to be pretty sick. If you guys have a channel you guys want to shout out, that I heavily encourage, if you guys are a Liverpool fan, a supporter, and you guys have some great takes, and I know most of you have phenomenal takes. I read some of the stuff that you guys post on my page, on my videos. You guys have some of the best analysis, some of the best takes that I've seen in football. I really implore you guys to give it a go at creating content on YouTube, TikTok, whatever it might be. Dan Wood is one who decided to make the jump, and he has great content, mainly on TikTok. He has a really great TikTok channel that's growing. If you guys haven't thought about doing it, definitely do it. You just need a camera. It doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, you guys saw me today, how crazy it was. But I think that's a great opportunity for us to collab. If you want to join the boot room, we can do co-host podcasts and stuff like that together. It'll be pretty sick. But thank you, Reese, for joining the boot room. You are the man. I see your comments on here all the time, and you are absolutely hilarious, especially about that wet toilet paper comment about Brighton. But Tuchel is a winner, Nigel. It's true, and he probably shouldn't have got fired from Chelsea when he did. Chelsea always make weird fires. They make weird sackings and stuff like that and stuff. So it's a little bit weird, but Tuchel is a winner. And then Red Chili says, when do we play? Saturday or Sunday? We play Saturday, and it's at 8:30 a.m. my time. I'm going to be in Florida, and so I will probably be able to get to see that at a reasonable time and not at 8 a.m. It's going to be a night game, it looks like. Oh, wait, no, it's Sunday. You're right. It is Sunday, November 2nd on Sunday. Oh, wait. No, I'm tripping. That's the Brighton game. I'm totally reading my list wrong. We face Chelsea on Sunday, my friends. So it should be a good run out. And hopefully we get a result, man. It's Sunday. Liverpool had 23 managers all time. That's how many Chelsea have had since 2000. That's actually a pretty crazy stat. That's like one of those stats that's like you wouldn't believe that they're real unless you actually looked up. That's actually kind of crazy. Yep. And if you guys haven't, check out Liverpool Truth TV. They are amazing as well. Great content on there as well. Big shout out to them and what they're doing over there. But Sunday, October 20th, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Not 100% sure about what time that is on British time, but it's a night game, I'm sure. Because usually I got to catch them at like 4:30 in the morning if they're in a noon game. Thankfully, we don't come from an international break and we have a noon game. But after that, we have RB Leipzig, which is going to be 3 days later on Wednesday, which I think we get a result. And then we'll just fire through these results really quick, or these next few matches. RB Leipzig, let me know what your guys' predictions are for each of these matches that we have. I'd love to know where your guys' confidence level is and things like that. And it's at Anfield. I can't see Chelsea beating us. True. But we'll see. I'm still nervous, bruh. I'm still nervous. If our boys come back playing the way that they did over this international break, I think we'll be fine. But we got RB Leipzig on in the Champions League on the 23rd. I think we actually go hard. I think we field a really strong team. I can see Arne Slot trying to front load this kind of thing and maybe put as much effort into the games that we know that are less intense, like this one, right? Where we try to get a result, and then maybe rest some players in these Leverkusen and Real Madrid games. But we'll see. And Liverpool are typically sluggish after the break. It's true. So it's another thing that we got to take into consideration. We don't play our best football after international breaks, just historically. And then Arsenal, we play that following Sunday, the 27th. I think we beat them. I know a lot of people say, well, it's at the Emirates, and, you know, Arsenal are one of the better teams in the league. Believe it or not, I think we beat Arsenal. I think Arsenal... No, Leipzig is not an easy game. It's not. Which I think why we go strong on that game and we try to get a result so that maybe we can kind of start resting some players towards the end of this thing. And we don't have to, you know, keep fighting for so many results later on in this thing. Like, I can see us resting some players for the Lille game and for the PSV game and things like that. Or maybe gambling a little bit and see if we can afford to lose the Leverkusen in the Real Madrid game and see what happens, but I don't know. And then maybe go strong for the Lille game, go strong for the PSV game, right? And round out our Champions League group stage or league phase pretty strongly. But I think we beat Arsenal. I think we do. I think we can beat them. And then you would hope that Forest loss prevents another break hangover. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then RB, they're a very good counterattacking team. They are. And I believe they still have Xavi Simons in the mix there. They do have Benjamin Sesko. They have Openda. It's going to be a tough game. I think that's probably going to be one of our more challenging games. So I think we do go strong in that Leipzig game, and we try to fight for a result there. Arsenal, I think we get a result. Brighton is going to be tricky. We got Brighton back-to-back. How the hell did that happen? Brighton back-to-back is going to be tricky, bro. You know they're our bogey team. You know they're... For some reason, we always... It's like a fucking shootout with Brighton. You never know what you're going to get. I like to see how Sesko plays. Me too. Could be a bit of an audition for us. I like Benjamin Sesko. I think if we're not looking to replace Mo with another right winger, I think we change the formation a bit and we bring Sesko in. And I've said this over and over. We drop Maka into that 10, push Sabo as a wide right midfielder. I think we could be cooking, baby. But I like Sesko a lot. I hope Slot plays most of the players who haven't been on international duty. He's been drilling all the others all week for this. True. I think that's a good idea. In my opinion, he should be on top of the list for someone that can replace Nunez. 100%. 100%. I like Darwin a lot. He's one of my favorite players on the team. But I think Sesko is just a different animal. He's a beast. Absolute animal of a player. I think he's like 6'5" or some insane height. 21 years old. Banging in the goals for fun this season. I think he has 9 goal contributions in 9 matches. Another one that's quietly having a phenomenal season that is kind of being overshadowed by Omar Marmoush. But I think he's something that everybody should be looking at. I know he was heavily linked with Arsenal for a while, and then that kind of died down a little bit. And I think they probably should have pulled the trigger on him, given how it's kind of tough for them to come past goals in their front line. But then we have his current contract ends in 2029, so it won't be easy to sign him. Nope, he'll probably be like 100 mil, 80 to 100 mil for that kid. Mr. Stand-Up Guy, what up, Stand-Up? VVD getting sent off over the weekend is a blessing for us, for sure. People say he did it on purpose. I'm not sure if he did or not, but we'll see. And then we got Leverkusen versus at home. Tough. That one will probably be a tough one. But from what I understand, Leverkusen aren't cooking like they were last season, are they? No, they're in 4th. And everyone's only played 2 games so far. It looks like. Did their league start later than us? I think their league started later than us. So I can't really say if they're cooking or not. I think it's a little bit too early to say that for them since they've only played 2 games in the league so far. But Leverkusen is always going to be tough, especially a Xabi Alonso coach team. So we'll see what happens there with that. It's a very interesting and tough run of games, but I trust our boys. I like the form that they're in right now. Aston Villa, I think we can get a result there, especially it's at home. Most of these games are going to be at home, right? Most of these games are at home. So I have confidence there. And that was supposed to be the Europa League final if it wasn't for Atalanta. Yep. It'll be the Europa League final that should have been, right? But I don't know what happened to Atalanta. They just became masters of defense on that run. Yep, Tuchel will officially be the England manager if everything goes to plan. It looks like, according to reports, that everything has been agreed already. Yep, apparently Elliott is back in training. That's what I said. From the initial reports, I thought that he was going to be back. I thought that he would be back in training before the Chelsea game and be in contention. From what I thought. So, and then it seems like the initial reports were correct. And then I love Slot getting all these first time matchups with coaches we're familiar with, because he's sitting at home thinking, how can he destroy dudes like Arteta upstairs? Hell yeah, dude. I hate Mikel Arteta, bro. This fucking guy. But whatever. That's a rant for another video. And then laugh it off on Sky after the game, right? Like kind of how we did with Ten Hag. Mr. Stand-Up Guy, yeah, that's good. He was sent off. Okay, I didn't know. Yep. VVD got sent off in his last game and skipped that last game and came back to Liverpool a week early, which ended up benefiting us. But yep, Elliott is back. Good news on those things. A lot of our players came back early. Well, Salah and VVD did. So some key players got to come back early. Besides Spurs, we are the least active in the market. Definitely could have won more under Klopp. Very random, but I think so. I definitely think so. I think it's a damn travesty that we didn't win more trophies under Jurgen Klopp than we did. It's a damn travesty. We totally should have, and he deserved more, and this team deserved more. But losing the league by 1 point multiple times is so freaking rare, dude. And that's the part that sucks, but then that's also the part that is like, damn, what do you do? You know what I mean? And if we beat Chelsea and United get slapped, it'll be a good weekend. Hell yeah, it will be. We spent almost 900 million under Klopp in 10 years, almost. In 10 years, which is about 100 million a season. But if you factor in obviously outgoings and stuff like that, it's a little bit less. Because we essentially spent only what we earned, which I think is a good business model for a club. But I think you have to sell more players in order for that to work, right? We've only really sold Coutinho. And here's the thing, and that's the issue with this whole thing. And then we'll kind of wrap up on stream after I go on this like little rant, because I know it's been about an hour. That's the issue with that way that we've kind of done things. If you're going to do a model where you only spend what you earn, you have to sell players and not let them go for free, like what we've kind of been doing, right? We did that with Firmino. We did that with Mane. We could potentially be doing that with Mo. We could potentially be doing that maybe with VVD, maybe with Trent. If you're going to spend what you make, you have to make sure that you are making, right? And if you're not making, then you can't spend, if that's going to be the model. So we need to make sure that we get fees for some of these players that we've had and not let these guys walk out of the door for free like we've been doing. Otherwise, the model does not work, right? And Coutinho was really the only significant outgoing out of all of those big names. I mean, we've sold plenty of smaller named players. But in terms of like the big names where we're getting 80 million, 70 million, 60 million, 100 million for these players, then we can go and reinvest. Coutinho's really been the only one. Yep. Edwards left and we let players go for free. It's true. And I hope that doesn't happen again. I hope we don't let Salah go for free. I hope that we don't let Trent go for free or anybody go for free, man. On the other hand, if Mo walks on free, we can give Dua Lipa a second show. We'll have the money to do it. Man City have earned more in player sales than Liverpool, even Chelsea. I know. And that's kind of the point. That's the whole point that I'm kind of trying to make about the way that this model is supposed to work. You know what I mean? Like if that's how we're going to run this model, we have to make sure that we are getting fees for the players that are leaving our club so we can then take it and reinvest it. If we're going to do the whole spend what you earn model, which is like what FSG is trying to do, right? And then Nigel, don't give Michael any ideas to sell Trent. Bro, I'm pretty sure he's looked into it already, knowing him. And then happily, I have a feeling that 91 points will be enough this season. Man City and Arsenal have some minor weaknesses exposed. And that's what I've been saying for the past couple weeks. It doesn't feel the same for City. Plus, they're wounded, they're injured. KDB isn't 100% yet. He hasn't been 100% really since he's come back last season. They haven't let the damn man rest. He hasn't been able to rest, bro. He looks exhausted a lot of those times. Roger is probably going to be out for the season, right? Is out for the season. And you want to look for who do City go to next to kind of be their guy. You know what I mean? Foden hasn't had a great season. He's kind of completely fallen off the horse. I don't know. Where the hell is Phil Foden? Arsenal just don't. There's something about Arsenal that just tells me that they're just not ready to win the league just yet. They're in very immature side. And I just remember when we won it. We felt like champions. You know what I mean? That Liverpool side, they felt like champions. We were champions before we even got crowned. Right? Like they were calling us the champions of the Premier League before we even got the crown. Sure, we were like 30 points clear. But we just felt like champions before we were champions. I don't get that same feeling from Arsenal. I just don't. I don't get that feeling like they're the one. I don't get that feeling from them. But LFC truth, Firmino, Milner, and Henderson's legs were gone. Giving them new contracts would have been crazy. It's true. I think Firmino, I think all of those names that you listed, and especially Fabinho as well. Fabinho was another one. I think they would have been great two men. I think they would have been great second team players. Like re-sign them, but just tell them that their role is not going to be as big as it would have been. And I think that's what the conversation that Klopp had with Hendo, and Hendo didn't like that. He wanted to start because I think he knew that we were going to imagine Arthur Melo under Slot. Oh, stop. But I think he knew that Sabo was coming in and he was going to get most of the minutes. And he didn't like that and he decided to leave. And then Nigel says, I'm with you, bro. Arsenal are not yet there. They don't have that push. There's something about it. Somebody said they don't have the cojones. You know what I mean? And then Dan Wood said, that Liverpool team was amazing. First team to do the Continental treble, UCL, Super Cup, Club World Cup. It's true, man. It's true. And I don't think we get enough credit. That team doesn't get enough credit as like one of the best teams ever. It was a shame. It was a shame, dude. Absolute shame that team we didn't get to win it in front of our fans, for one. And that team didn't stay together for longer. Fuck, man. That team should have stayed together for much longer than it did, dude. Because I believe Mane left that next season, no? Man, that's tough. And then there was also Alcantara. Ragnar Klavan. Damn, bro. Stand up. Bro, I forgot about Ragnar Klavan. I forgot that was our back line. Lovern, Clavin. Who else? We had Loris Karius in the back, in between the posts. How Klopp managed to get that team to a UCL final is beyond me. Klopp's best 11 played one game in the Champions League final. I read that before. That's actually mad. I read that stat recently and I was like, there's no way. There's no way. That's how many injuries we used to have in that team all the time. Nigel, absolutely. Watching from the UAE, it's time for bed, bro. Absolutely. Log off, brother. But lastly, that 11 was insane. Look up that stat. The only time that our best 11 ever played today, that ever played together, was one time, dude. Was Fabinho, Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, Mane, Firmino, Salah. One time. VVD, Allison, Trent, Robbo, and Ibu. Or it was Matip. Sorry. Matip. They only ever got to play together one time in the UCL final against Tottenham. Insane. Happily felt so sorry for Karius after that final. It destroyed the kid. Really got the blame for the for Mbappé's performance. Yeah. His career hasn't been the same since, which is unfortunate. And I thought he was a very high potential keeper. And just the way that the media just destroyed him, it was terrible, dude. Absolutely terrible. So, but awesome, guys. It's been great chatting with you guys today. Thanks for helping me with that, with the sound problem in the beginning. I'm going to wrap up stream. We're already at about an hour and 15 minutes. I know the first 10 minutes was tech support from you guys. But again, thank you guys for joining the channel. Nigel, you're amazing. Thank you for joining the channel. Maurice, you're amazing. Thank you for joining the channel. Red Chili, you're amazing. Thank you for joining the channel. You guys have amazing takes. If you think about starting a channel of your own, please let me know. I'm more than happy to be a resource for you, help you out, give you some tips and tricks. But you guys are absolutely dope. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Dan. We'll see you guys.